Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another pick-a-pile reading for you, excuse me. Solar plexus clearing already, and throat chakra, that's what I'm feeling. I just had to sit here. Come on, throat chakra. Which makes a lot of sense because of the color of these cards right now. Oh my god, I almost can't even talk. I was sitting here for a little bit, sending some Reiki to this reading, and also had to do some light language. So the light language, I think, is helping to clear up your throat chakra right now, Divine Feminine. This reading is going to be for the Divine Feminine and where she is currently, and I'm going to do an extended reading with each one of these piles too and get a message directly from the Divine Feminine. So if you are a masculine watching this, it'll be a message from your Divine Feminine. If you're a feminine watching this, which is usually the case, this is going to be a message from the Sacred Feminine. So for some of you, that shows up in a different way. It's goddess energy. It can be Mary Magdalene. It can be goddess Bridget, who has shown up this morning. It could be Kali. It could be Kuan Yin. It could be any number of sacred feminine Christ energies. Or it could just be a general energy from your higher self. It's actually all of the above. Just depends on what kind of aspect shows up to you that you resonate with most. So in the extended, there's going to be a message directly from that energy, depending on what you resonate with. Okay? I want you to sit here and decide which pile you're going to choose. And as you do that, what I'm hearing right now is to help to clear up a little bit of this throat chakra. I want you to sit and absorb the energy of Reiki and the light language that I infuse this reading with to begin with. Just set the intention that you're willing to receive it. And as you do that, I know it sounds kind of funny, but as you sit and choose and meditate on these piles and decide which one you want, I want you to tone just a little bit. Or hum, or make a noise that is steady and helps to push through whatever is coming up in the throat chakra right now. So as you do that, sometimes people say Om, sometimes they say E, sometimes it could be any noise that you want it to be or any word that you want it to be. Maybe pick a really empowering word, and it is Valentine's Day today, so happy Valentine's Day also. You could just tone the word love and allow it to come out. Allow yourself to speak and push that word out and really sing the word love or abundance or joy or, pick a word that comes to you right now and tone that as you are sitting here. You can and this whole time I've had my hand on my heart also. So take your hand, put it on your heart, feel the vibration as you talk. Like I'm noticing right now that I can feel the vibration of my voice in my chest. Focus on that, make the noise, create the sound, and help to clear through this throat chakra. It's not a blockage. I don't feel a blockage. I feel like it's wanting to come in. It's just a little bit of scratchiness. It's a little bit of residual. That's what I hear. It's like residual sludge that tends to build up again if you don't speak, if you're not expressing yourself enough on a regular basis. So let's get all of that out. Okay? Okay. So first pile is Aretha Franklin. If you didn't see the last reading that I did, we're going to pick the piles according to the artist or the band or whatever it is. I always have music on during my readings too, and I get messages through the lyrics of the music. And so we're going to pick a pile. I'll have on my station, I'll have Prince or Bruno Mars or Aretha Franklin. And if you've never heard of one of these people or you don't typically listen to that music, but you're drawn to, I also have crystals here that we can choose it from. If you have never heard of them before, but you're drawn to the crystal, I would encourage you to start listening to that artist because there's additional messages in the music that are meant for you. I sometimes look up the lyrics because reading the words gives me additional messages too. So you may want to experiment with that. Okay, so pile 1 is Aretha Franklin, and the stone is rose quartz. The corner of this rose quartz is broken just a little bit, so especially the fact that it's Valentine's Day. If you guys are watching this back later and it's not Valentine's Day, obviously, it's the energy, whatever energy and whatever you feel connected to Valentine's Day. That's the energy that's present right now. So it doesn't matter what day it is that you're watching this, but the energy of Valentine's Day, whatever that brings up for you, is present right now. And this one here, just the edge of it is a little bit broken. So it feels to me that there's like a little bit of heartbreak in this. So if you're needing some sort of message about heartbreak or something like that, just as an example, it was really standing out to me that the edge of this is just chipped. So rose quartz. This pile number 2 is Prince, and this stone is called Desert Rose. It's really soft, it's really beautiful, but a little scratchy. That's what I hear. Like the texture is still a little bit rough. And pile number 3 is Bruno Mars. This here is a Vera Cruz amethyst. Really light, very powerful, small but powerful. Very high vibration. Okay? All right. While you do that, remember to absorb. Go ahead and pick your pile, and I'll see you back here in a minute. Hello, pile 1, my Aretha Franklin crew. I always sit and meditate ahead of time and ask what music or what artists I'm supposed to turn on, and this one was a real surprise. I mean, I love Aretha Franklin, but it's not one that normally comes up as the music that I put on. So she's very soulful, very powerful, but also has this underlying softness to her. And that's part of the message for you for this divine feminine energy that is this collective is you have a real tough exterior sometimes, but the divine feminine, the sacred feminine is wanting you to really lean into the softness underneath a little bit more, okay? You've been working really hard, and they're really wanting you to tune into the energy of grace and beauty and sensuality and softness. Bring some of that softness out, okay? Without losing, you don't have to lose your fierceness or your fire. There can still be softness in the fire. And that's where the real inspiration and creativity comes from, is the combination of those two things, okay? I also, right when I was getting ready to come on and do this pile, I went to turn on the music, and my Alexa wasn't in the room. It was in the living room. I had taken it in there this weekend, and I came back in. I was like, oh, I really wanted to just, move forward with it, or just continue and just keep going and blah, blah, blah. And they told me that that's part of the message, that there's a little bit of preparation, more preparing ahead of time that needs to be done. That's going to help for you to lean into that softness and that grace and that ease just a little bit more. Taking time to, they're showing me like creating a detailed schedule for your week, and like laying out the week's schedule and things to do. And even if you don't stick to it 100%, it still gives you the guideline that it takes a lot of that stuff out of your brain and puts it on paper and gives you a little bit more structure to your week. And I'm literally seeing somebody sitting down on Sunday or Monday morning or whatever it is, and just writing out a schedule, 10 o'clock I'm going to do this, and then 11 I'm going to do this, and having something on the schedule. And, you could be planning out meal plans. You could be meal prepping for the week in order to help you with your nutrition or your work schedule or whatever it is, okay? That's number 1. Rose quartz. God love the energy of that. I'm really feeling Kuan Yin right now. Echo, resume play. Echo, resume play. When I knew I had to face another day. Oh, it made me feel so tired. This is definitely like a really overworked feminine. Your brain is working overtime. Life was so unkind. You're the key to my peace of mind. You make me feel. This song really makes me move. You make me feel like a natural woman. Really like sinking down into our bodies. Really sinking down into your body and feeling the sensuality, a woman's sensuality, sinking. It's time for you to really, really embrace your soft feminine. That's a big message for this pile here, okay? So, current energy of this divine feminine. So, this status quo card feels a lot like what I was just talking about with like creating a schedule. Echo, turn it down just a little bit. Echo, turn it down one. The status quo sometimes is like the everyday stuff, the schedule, it's like in order to access our inspiration, sometimes we're only able to do things when we're inspired or when there is, all I hear is inspiration and all of that. But our brains are getting in the way. Not recognizing the beauty of that kind of schedule, that kind of disciplined action, appreciating the everyday kind of consistency. That's what I'm hearing, consistency. It's like, how kids need consistency in order to really feel safe. It's like your inner child is kind of needing consistency in order to feel safe and to feel a little bit of flow and to kind of know what's coming next, even though as intuitive beings, we're still going with the flow. If you lay out a schedule and say, okay, at 10, we're going to do this, and 11, we're going to do this, and 12, we're going to do this, and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time say, well, I knew we were going to do this at 10. I checked that off the list, but I have a little bit of time before my thing that I scheduled for myself at 11 o'clock. So, what am I feeling right now? I'm going to do this. And then your 11 gets pushed back to 11:30, but you still do it then, and you've added some sort of whatever the universe is you've aligned yourself with, that has come into your field, and you've gone with the flow of that as well. Okay, for some of you, it's like you need more of this status quo, more of a grounded kind of, I keep hearing rigorous, but it's not rigorous. Rigorous is not, it may be that that's your impression of status quo, because in the past, when let's say you're working for yourself, but in the past when you worked for somebody else, it felt like this rigorous flow of boom, 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 all of these things on your list that you needed to do, and it was just like no time to even think or breathe or anything like that. This is different than that. This is it's just like setting intentions and creating a outline almost, and helping to remove the things that are in your brain that I need to make a list of all the things that we have to do. It's combining and helping you to be in flow while still having to check off the list of all these responsibilities and stuff like that. Make yourself a list. Make yourself a list of all the things that you feel should or you would like to have done that week. I did a group reading the other night, and we were talking about they kept saying, I need to do this and I need to do that. And I wanted to shift it to, instead of saying I need to do this, say I want to do this. I want to get my closet cleaned out, because I feel so much better when it is. Not I need to, because that need is like you're being forced to do it. Shifting it to the energy of desire. I have a desire for my closet to be cleaned out, because it helps me every time I open the door. It feels so much better when it is. So make a list of all the things that you want to do. And then for that day, you make a list and commit to yourself, make a commitment that all of those things make a list of the things that you are able to do, all the things that you would like to do. And then for each of the individual days, a list of the things that you want to do that day. Be reasonable with yourself. I'm able to complete this and this. Pick 2 things off the list or 3 things off the list and put those in your column. Make 2 different columns. Put them in your column for that day. My goal is to accomplish these things on this day. And pick a couple of the other things from the list and put them in a second column that is listed as universe. And in that second column, I surrender these other things to the universe taking care of them. And watch and see what happens. It may not happen that day, it may happen the next day or the next day, but put the things on the list that you have a little bit more flexibility with, that you're able to, it's almost like delegating responsibility. Give those things up to the universe and allow the universe to take care of them for you. And surrender, and then just let them go. Like, I need to call the dentist or something like that. I need to call and reschedule this appointment. And you put that on the list for the universe to take care of. And it may be that that office ends up calling you because they need to reschedule because the doctor has to clear their schedule for that day or something like that. And then it ends up getting taken care of without you having to worry about it. It's that example of how the universe can take care of those things. Make yourself a list and give up some of those and surrender some of those to the flow of the universe. Okay? It really goes so well with this commitment card too, because it's like when you write it down, when you take it from your brain and you write it down, you're creating the existence of it, the energy of it visually for yourself. You're taking it it does exist because it's in your thoughts anyway. Your thoughts create the things. But when you take it and you write it down on paper, you now visually are creating the physical existence of it. Seeing is believing, and believing is seeing, and blah, blah, blah. So it really feels like I just see how lit up the paper is and his pen is, and it's really like it's the spark of existence. And when you write it down and you put the things on the column for the universe to take care of, you're creating magic, really, with the belief inside of you that I deserve a partner in this co-creative process, and I'm going to allow and surrender the universe to be my partner. And I believe. It's like, clap your hands if you believe in fairies. I believe that I deserve that, and I believe that it exists. I believe that that can happen. And then you release and surrender the universe. This is all about intuition and manifestation. This is how we manifest, is by creating this partnership with us and the universe. But we are doing that by taking responsibility for the things that we're able to create, and the things not only with our hands and by doing, but also by feeling and releasing and surrendering and all of that. This Divine Feminine Collective that you guys sitting with me right now are master manifestors. And it's like you're right in the beginning of this creative process of learning how to consciously manifest things. Okay? Taking these things out of your brain, getting the daily responsibilities out of your brain, and having a structure that you can rely on each day is really going to help you to tune into your intuition even more. It frees up so much space that your brain is not taking over, your intuition is taking over. Okay? There's something in this crystal ball that I want to look at. And hang on, let me listen to the music. Echo, turn it up. If you won't let me. Echo, what song is this?
This is Ain't No Way by Aretha Franklin.
Ain't No Way by Aretha Franklin. This is like an exercise. Echo, turn it down. This is like an exercise in self-love and confidence, okay? This is like an experiment almost in you understanding your power, because there's a lot of doubt in your own power and your own ability to create abundance and to create the life that you want. I want you to experiment with this. Okay, I want you to experiment with your gifts and your intuition and your power and really love yourself. Really understand that you have the power to send yourself gifts of love all the time. So it's Valentine's Day, and I want you to experiment with this and send yourself a gift. So that means trying to consciously manifest something. And we do that by desiring it. There's something that I want. Make it really small and just experiment with it. There's something up on my wall over here that says smile. I want to see like a bright yellow smiley face or something like that, like one of those typical emojis, but not on the phone or like somewhere out on a sign or something like that, somewhere where you wouldn't normally expect, where you're going to see it and you're going to go, oh, I manifested that. Something like that, or seeing a rose, or not a rose because you're going to see all of those today, but something obscure like a flamingo or something like that. Like desiring, asking the universe, putting it out there, and then letting go of it. So I just have faith that at some point I'm going to see that. Right now, in my mind's eye, I can see the flamingo. I can feel the energy of it. I can see the curved beak of it. I have visions of when I saw them in the zoo, and I can see their long stick legs, and like really tuning into the energy of flamingos. And I think they're so beautiful, and I think it's so cool that they turn pink because of the stuff that they eat. And I just learned something about them the other day. My daughters were talking about it, so it's like nostalgic for me too, because my daughter taught me something about it, and blah blah blah. So you tune into the energy of that, and just put out the desire that I would like to see a flamingo somewhere. And it could be that somebody mentions it, or that you see it in a picture, or something is fleeting, or blah, or whatever. And then release and surrender and let go, and allow the universe to bring that to you. Allow yourself to know that that flamingo exists in my world, and I will be seeing it physically in front of me at some point. And I release any expectations around when that is, blah, blah, blah. And go about your day. Okay? Something like that. Experiment with it and show yourself your manifesting ability. Okay? It's like a challenge to you. What you want? It's R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Any of these songs, make sure you look them up and read the lyrics, or listen to them too, because you may get more. What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, I got it. All I'm asking is for a little respect. Really, really respect the power. That's what it is. They want you to really lean into and learn and respect the power of manifestation, and to start doing it consciously, and understand that there's so much in your life that you have manifested subconsciously that is part of your power too. When you look and see the lessons or the things that don't feel great in your life, really recognize that you have been manifesting those things from a subconscious place. It's all about you. You need to respect the power of that, and take that power back inside of you and honor it, and really start manifesting in a conscious way to better your life, better the world around you. And all of us work together to do that. Okay? All right, Pile One. I'm going to go on and do an extended reading with the message from Divine Feminine Energy. If this is a masculine watching, this is going to be a message from your Divine Feminine. If it's a feminine watching, this is going to be a message from your higher self, and from any kind of Divine Feminine archetype that you resonate with. Okay, Kuan Yin is definitely coming in full force for me. It's so funny, and Kali has been coming in a lot lately too. I just got chills when I said that. So the two of them together is kind of like what I was talking about in the beginning. That fire, but also the softness. Kali is definitely some fire, but Kuan Yin comes in with the compassion and the softness too. The combination of the two of them is a real powerhouse. So if you're interested in that, the link for that is down in the box below. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you so much. Hi, Pile 2, my Prince Pile. Ooh, I love me some Prince. As soon as it comes on. Let's Go Crazy. That's the song that's on right now. Echo, what's this song called? Yeah, I didn't know if that was the actual title of the song or not, but Let's Go Crazy. All right? You got this fire inside of you. You have this fire inside of you. Divine Feminine. Divine Masculine, if you're watching this, for the Divine Feminine, your Divine Feminine has some fire in her. And it's one of the most beautiful things about her, okay? I'm looking at from my pile 1, I have my sticker still here from Aretha Franklin, and the song, obviously, Respect came up, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. There's something that you need to respect about the feminine's fire. Divine Feminine, if you're watching this for you, there's a respect that you need for your fire. Tuning into your fire, but respecting the power of it. So that means tuning into it and really using it and embracing it, but also understanding the, really respecting the power of it and using it for your greater good and the good of the world around you, and really learning to master it. It's so important that you respect it, and it's time for you to learn how to master it. There is Let's Go Crazy. This song just like makes me want to dance around and like have fun with my friends, and really respecting where it comes from and having fun is so important to mastering that fire. Because if you're so serious all the time, that fire becomes a little bit too intense. Okay? You have to infuse fun into your life in order to take seriously the fire that's inside of you, the creative potential that's inside of you. You can create damage in the world around you. And Divine Masculine, if you're watching this for Divine Feminine, if you are not respecting and honoring and cherishing and helping to support the fire inside of the feminine and the way that she creates the spark of life, it's not a sacred container. It's not a safe space. It's so important to create that safe space of, and for some feminines, she has a hard time feeling fun or allowing herself to have fun and to feel safe having fun and expressing that light side of her, because she feels exposed and all of that. So that's just like a message for the Divine Masculine, that creating opportunities and making her feel safe to express herself in a way that she's comfortable with is really going to create so many opportunities for inspiration, inspired action, connection. I hope that makes sense. Ooh, I love me some Prince. Desert Rose also. You may want to look up the metaphysical properties of Desert Rose. Ooh, all of them in reverse. It doesn't feel like a bad thing at all. So there's some real, so there's like real go with the flow kind of energy. There's been this, it feels like I can't get my shit together. I can't make a plan and follow through, and there's two different energies coming through right now. They're probably connected to each other, but it's like I'm in pile 1, I was talking about creating a schedule and creating this disciplined kind of consistent schedule for the week and mapping it all out in order to help move things from your brain. For some of you, it's about going with the flow more, not feeling such need to be attached to a rigid schedule, or it's about going with the flow. Like for some of you, you're really needing to learn how to take things as they go and to accept that the way things are right now is the way that it's been manifest, and experimenting with just letting things flow in and accepting them, and then letting them flow back out, letting them flow in, letting them flow out. and take 2 days or something like that and just be like, I'm not going to schedule anything at all. I'm just going to, like a kid, I'm just, if you could do anything today, what do you want to do? And go for a drive and let's just go explore and see what comes up and accept that. Like, okay, that's exactly what we were supposed to do. And then meet this person and just go with the flow. Experiment with that a little bit. Because it feels like right now, some of you are having trouble letting go of the plan that you did make. Your timeline is shifting right now. And so you're creating a whole new life and a whole new way of being. There's so much change that's coming right now. It's part of what you have been manifesting, and it's part of what your higher self has, put into place for you. But what you thought it was going to look like, and the timeline that you were on, and the plans that you were making, it's all shifting and changing right now, and you're shifting over to a higher vibrational timeline. But it feels a little bit unsteady. It feels like, no, I need to take hold of it. I need to, I have to make sure that I get up at 6 o'clock and that I do this and I do this and I do this and I do this. Your maintenance, your energy maintenance is very important. And if you need to exercise every single morning and that's something that you're not willing to give up or blah, 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 and you shouldn't, do it in a different way. Instead of going for a walk every single day, go for a hike in the woods. Shift it just a little bit and let go of the control of, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. Let go of the control and allow the universe to pick up some of the slack for you too, okay? And it's there's so much like opening here right now. You're like in this void time period from shifting from one timeline to the next timeline. There is almost this space of time where you're suspended in action in order for this timeline, the grid to fill in, is what I'm hearing. You're having a little bit of trouble doing that. And that's where this card comes in too. Like there's a little bit of a block to letting go, but this is all part of the process too. There are lessons that are coming in to show you why it's so hard for you to let go of control sometimes. And there are examples that are coming in that are going to show you that just going with the flow and accepting fun into your life, how fun it can be to just be in the moment and just be present and just go with whatever comes. There's a release. There's way more of that fun on this new timeline. And so just give yourself the space and the pace of it is going to be a little bit scary for you. So just commit to yourself that for 2 days, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just accept that something new is happening. I have no idea what the plan is. Usually you color code everything and plan your day or plan your trip, down to the minute. Making a plan that I'm going to this place, period. That's the only part of the plan. That's the only part that I'm guided to. And the rest, we're just going to take it as it goes and being in the moment. It's giving you a taste of what's to come on this new timeline, and it's helping you to consciously create more of that and more of that and more of that on that timeline. You're creating it right now. You're creating it. And committing to that and just being in acceptance and allowing yourself to do that and to go with the flow is you have this pattern of shifting timelines and straddling 2 different timelines, wanting to hold on to the past, but also wanting this new, but knowing that you're not happy in that. You're not happy in the life that you've created or that's around you at this time, solar plexus clearing. You've been straddling 2 timelines for a really long time, and the universe is pushing you to step onto the higher vibrational timeline. There's a pattern of back and forth and indecision and doubting yourself and accepting things less than what you deserve and just hoping that it develops or hoping that it becomes something more. There's something seriously that you need to let go of control, let go of the plan that was in place. what you thought it was going to look like. The timeline that you worked so hard on, it's time to let go of that because you worked too fucking hard on that timeline. Okay? You don't need to work so hard anymore. You need to learn about flow. That's what the feminine is telling you. And Kali is really a little bit fierce in this reading. The last one in pile 1, it was Kali and Kuan Yin. And the combination of Kali's kind of fierce determination and Kuan Yin's compassion and softness was a really beautiful combination. And it was this understated fire that really drives it with flow and with love and with softness. This message feels a little bit more like tough love, a little bit more, you need to infuse yourself with more fire. You're lacking a little bit of fire in your life and fun and passion and shaking things up a little bit. It's like, it's time to love yourself fiercely and lean into life. Like really live, like really embrace life. Okay? It's definitely a little bit of tough love. Like it's time to break out of your shell. Okay? It's time. It's time. It's time. Today is the day. Tomorrow is the day. Whatever it is. Love yourself. You can fiercely, fiercely love yourself. So part of this back and forth, this timeline that you've been back and forth with was loving yourself, not loving yourself, loving yourself, not loving yourself. And it's reflected in your relationships. This card being in reverse is a really beautiful thing. It's a really beautiful thing. It's like there's something inside of you that's finally said, enough, enough. I just want what I want. I just want to feel better. I just want to feel better. And you think that holding on really tight and having control of all the little tiny details in your life is what makes you feel secure and safe, but that's actually what throws you off balance and makes you feel unsafe. It's an illusion of safety. And it's too much stress. It's too much tension. It's too much of needing things to be a certain way in order to feel safe. Because if the flow of that is not in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, which it clearly isn't, it's creating even more resistance and it makes you feel out of balance. It makes you feel off your game. Makes you feel like, okay, well, my schedule just went to shit and I don't have control and it's all going out of control. And it makes you feel like things are out of control when one thing is not in alignment within that. It's too much work. It's too much work. You're doing too much work. It's too much distorted masculine energy. It comes from a place of feeling not safe to just be. Okay? All right, I'm going to go on to the extended reading, give you a message from the Divine Feminine. If you're a masculine watching this for your Divine Feminine, it'll be a message directly to you from her. If you're a feminine watching this, it is going to be a message from the Divine Feminine polarity, from your higher self, or from whatever Divine Feminine archetype shows up for you. It could be an Ascended Master, it could be Mary Magdalene, it could be Kali, it could be Kuan Yin, just like I was talking about. It could be, it's pretty much all of those, but sometimes it shows up with a little bit of a different flavor. For some of you, it feels like Goddess Bridget, and there's another one that's wanting to come in right now too. Let me sit with it for just 1 second. I know that it's not like an Ascended Master or anything, but I hear Princess Di. A message from Princess Diana. Or that's just a validation for some of you that you need to do the extended reading because you just love her so much, or she's been coming to you lately or something like that. So if you're interested in the extended reading, click on the link. It's down in the box below. And I'll see you guys soon. Hello, pile 3, my Bruno Mars pile. The song that just came on is one of my favorites. It comes from or they have it in the movie, A Turtle's Tale. It's an animated kids movie, but I watch a lot of those with my kids. And when we're called to help our friends in need, you can count on me like 1, 2, 3. I'll be there. This is very soft. Really like sending love out into the world. It's Valentine's Day right now, and I really can feel the desire inside of you, inside of me, inside of everyone else to send love out into the world. It feels like we can feel like there's supposed to be on Valentine's Day. Don't worry about when you watch this, even if it's not Valentine's Day. It's the energy of Valentine's Day that it's tuning into, and what that elicits in you. For some of you, that's this very dreamy, very like fairy tale, or this just like really tuning into and focusing on what love feels like to you. And for other people, when they do that, it hurts. There's hurt there because the love that they had is surrounded by distortion and things like that. And on the song you just said, Help Our Friends in Need, there are so many people out there that have trauma and like real sadness surrounding this day. There's a longing, there's lack, they're in the middle of a breakup, whatever it is. And so this day, they tune into a stream of consciousness that includes lack. There's this desire right now to just send love to those people too. Send love either way, no matter what the feeling is today or what you're experiencing today is tuning into what needs love the most. So if this day elicits sadness because you're missing someone, or because you're not in a relationship, or in a romantic relationship or whatever, if you're feeling that, send love to that and consciously send it out to all the other people that are experiencing it too. Really give love to that, because that's what's asking for the love that this day elicits. It's not just about romantic love. It's not just about being in a partnership or being married or whatever it is. It's about understanding what love is. And I appreciate this day for bringing our attention to, what love is. And if it's showing you that the love that you've experienced, or your idea of love is connected to pain, that old story is trying to leave your field. So send real attention and love to that. And just say, I see you. I love you. I love you for the message that you are. And I'm tuning into and letting go of the pain of love in the past, because it was, connected to emotional addiction or attachment or lack or whatever it is. That the old story of love was, I just see kids like trying to get attention by doing something negative. So that attention to them was love, because that's what they needed, was attention. But they got it in a negative way and according to like painful things that they were doing, or like bad things that they were doing. But the attention they were getting was love. And so that's the pattern. So we're tuning into and sending love, sending actual love, sending the vibration of love to that lack and to that child, to your inner child, in order to help them feel what real love is. I love you no matter what. I love you at all times. I love you no matter what. Okay, that's where we're starting with that right now. Thank you, Bruno Mars. This feels, this Vera Cruz amethyst feels very pixie-like too. It feels very childlike. 444 on my recording as I say that. It feels very inner child, kind of spirited. It's like bringing your magic back again. Okay? All right, Divine Feminine, current energy. I should have bought you flowers. held your hand. So there's, again, that energy of longing. It feels like this Divine Feminine collective feels a little bit of that loss, that lack, that feeling like I don't have anyone, or I don't have my person, or I'm feeling I was wrong. I'll be the first to say I was wrong. Regret. It's like a little bit of regret. Like if I had done things differently, then it would have worked out. Or it's like there's guilt in with this too. So I hope he buys you flowers. I hope he holds your hand. Gives you all his hours. It's like this, it's looking back on a situation sometimes too, forgiving yourself for not knowing any better and looking at it as a learning opportunity for what you can and how you can show up in a more authentic way. We are only learning so much about authenticity. And at the time, you just didn't know any better. You knew the old way of receiving love. And that was through pain or through acting out or whatever it was. That process is being shifted right now. And we're sending love to that lesson. We're sitting and witnessing the way that we showed up in relationships and appreciating it for the old lesson and witnessing ourselves and deciding to shift in a different way. It's like there was some kind of help that you were looking for. There's some kind of help that you were looking for. Wanting someone to take the pain away for you. And so your connection with another person or with a job was filling some kind of need in you, but it was all this like negative attention. It was all based off of pain. That's how you got attention when you were younger. That's how you was through heavier, painful emotions. And you connecting with other people was like a cry for help. You were just wanting someone to take your pain away. And so it was like, here's my pain, here's my pain, here's my pain. And wanting to having someone take that away. It resulted in connections that were like karmic connections, this kindred partnership. There's a block to this idea of the old version of love and wanting someone else to save you or to fill a void is what's been in the way of like a real soulmate, and it's stopped you from being able to have fun because your idea of love is based around negative reinforcement. And so fun is not the energy of love or gifts or anything like that. The energy of love to you from that old storyline is distorted connection. That's like we're switching timelines right now. We're switching timelines and we're clearing through that old story, this death and rebirth process. We're looking at it. It's really important to witness those old patterns. And we don't want to recreate them anymore. So looking at them and seeing them and learning from them and taking responsibility for our inner child and showing them the way from now on is really super important. Okay? Let me listen to the song. I would go through all this pain, take a bullet straight through my brain. I would die for you, baby, but you won't do the same. So So leaning on other people and wanting them to save you is also a distorted energy from inside of you that has a desire to help other people, a desire to send that love out, to give your love, just like we were talking about in the beginning with like you're wanting so bad to place your love, to give your love somewhere else, but the only way you knew how to give love was in a distorted way or through negative actions or negative emotions or just heavier, lower vibrational emotions. Now is the shift into sending out just pure, authentic love, no matter the situation. Everyone deserves to receive it. Everyone deserves to receive this. It's like white light I'm hearing. But you're wanting to give it in a way that makes people feel good and appears in a fun way. There's this really frustrating kind of back and forth. Like, I don't know that way, though. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to access it. But the reason for connecting with other people who you wanted to save is because you have this desire to give your love out. And the way to do that is to give that love to yourself and to have fun with yourself. Don't give love to other people before you give it to yourself. Put your needs first. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Let me listen to the song again. Echo, what song is this? Moonshine by Bruno Mars. There's a lot in this full moon. Okay, there's something that you really need to witness about how you show up in relationships and the way that you are desiring love from other people. What does love look like to you from your past story? What is your past story of the way that love looks like to you? Like, be honest with yourself about how you want to be saved by other people, or but it ends up like you self-sabotage, or there's an old pattern that you really need to take responsibility for, because in this full moon with Leo, it's so important for us to release that. Okay, release the old idea of what you thought love was and the way that you would try to receive love. And I also want you to look at the patterns of the way that you rejected something that felt good, or something that was light, or something that was fun, or love that you now can see was so genuine and from their heart and intimate, and how you rejected that. I want you to look at those patterns too, because it comes from childhood, obviously. There's past life energy in there as well, but looking at that pattern, just feeling into it and releasing that in this full moon. There are big changes coming up, and if you just accept that and accept your responsibility in the way that relationships, it's all your creation. It's all you're doing. It's all you're creating from inside of you. Consciously changing that story and letting go of emotional addiction, emotional attachment that is not free. It has expectations around it. Take responsibility for that, witness it, and allow that to flow out of your field in the energy of this full moon. Okay? The feminine, the moon, feminine, Archangel Haniel, I'm hearing also, is helping you to release that and to let it flow, to move you more into alignment. Okay? This moon, it feels like some kind of ritual needs to happen. I just heard giving a gift to the land too, giving a gift to the feminine. Gifting yourself. It could be like really just giving yourself love today and giving yourself a gift. And then turning around and also giving that gift to the land. Okay? All right. If you resonate with that, oh wait, Echo, what song is this? Talking to the Moon by Bruno Mars. Yeah, there's some kind of ritual stating your desires to the moon and really declaring that I release anything that doesn't serve me anymore, any kind of idea of love that is not in alignment with my highest vibration, that's connected to distorted love or addiction, or receiving love through addiction or whatever it is. I release everything that doesn't serve me, and I allow myself to receive pure divine love. And I also do that and send it back out again. Send love back to the moon again too. Send love to the feminine. Really, really love yourself. Treat yourself. Take care of yourself today, and especially in the next couple of days. And then send that back out to the divine feminine polarity, the moon, to all those others out there trying to get to you. Really connect with yourself in this moon. And hopes you're on the other side talking to me too. Just recognize that for those of you that have this real longing about a partner, about a relationship, about a romantic love relationship, they are out there wishing for you too. They're out there wishing for you too, but they can't find you until you put out the frequency of you and true happiness with who you are. Put that out into the universe. Send that out as a message to the moon, and the moon is going to shine that all around and deliver that frequency to that person and that energy that's wishing for you too. And for some of you, that's, your tribe is waiting for you to shine, waiting for you to be all that you can be. And the heaviness and the way that you would seek love in the past, that story is weighing you down, and it's time to release it in this moon. There are many people out there that are wishing for you. Okay? All right, if this resonates with you, I'm going to go on and do an extended reading. The link for that is down in the box below. I love you, I love you, I love you. If you need help with this, go to hawkintuition.com and book a reading with me. And if you are not going on to any of the extended readings, thank you so much for being here. Make sure to, if you resonated with a couple of the piles, if there's one that you were thinking that you want to go back to after receiving the information in this one, go back and listen to one of the other ones too, because it may be this progressive kind of message where there's the release of this and then the next one is coming next. And so if you felt drawn to one of the other piles, I have a feeling that for some of you in this pile, you're meant to go back and watch one of the other piles too. Okay? All right. Love you guys.